So where did it start for you? If you're conscious watching this video, what I mean by conscious is like you're on some form of a journey to discover more of yourself or more of something of the unknown that you didn't know about. And for me, it's getting pretty deep. Um, I am on a level, everybody's on different levels, but I am in a level where I have gotten caught into a pocket of time and separated from a lot of reality and certain events based upon uh, rituals and different pacts that I made with various different people. It's similar to, if you guys have heard about the Philadelphia experiment, I have a video you can check out. It's on our channel about that. We did a video about that. However, with the Philadelphia experiment, you remember it was a group of people that got trapped into a pocket of time, essentially. And they were on a ship, a military ship called the USS Eldridge. And on this ship, they moved from various parts of time, were able to move physically from one time zone to the next. And this is called the Philadelphia experiment. And essentially, what happened is that there was an annuity that dropped in Philadelphia again, which is bringing us back to that, whereas brought me into like a pocket of time of being separated and then coming back and finding out that someone that was really close to me that was definitely a part of the experiment, which was Jerry Springer, the former mayor of Cincinnati, is deceased. And I just found this out. This happened apparently about like 10 days ago. However, I've been doing so many rituals and counts that I have, like I say, like I don't too much watch the news. The news kind of just comes at me. That's how I kind of do this ritual. So I don't go looking for anything. So mostly everything I report comes from usually the home office of Morocco or Moorish Science Temple, of which I'm affiliated with, or various other outlets. They report this stuff. And yeah, finding this out is pretty deep because of a memory loss that's going to take place based upon our brother passing like that. People like him held a lot of information about time and the occult. They may not have spoke on it. Of course, he was a wild guy. Of course, I know that. And he had his ways, and you guys know he had a show. I don't know what's going to happen with that. However, he knew a lot. He knew a lot, and was one of the top teachers when it came to delivering information, metaphysics. And it's just wild, man, to see him gone, man. I'm going through this memory loss thing and trying to reconnect because I'm trapped in a pocket of time where I'm getting information about stuff that happened in the past that's never been reported. And it's blowing my mind because the more I find out, the more real time is adjusted. So it's interesting. Actually, what I'm discovering is that there is a way for us to connect with the fifth dimension. There is a way for us to access it. We can actually go past. See, the fourth dimension is the Kabbalah, essentially. That's what I've learned. And that's like a tree, essentially. And I've talked about this tree. And that's the fourth dimension. When you get into the fifth dimension, this is getting into the parallel aspect of reality. This is like the doorway to the parallel aspect and the theory of reality always existing in an opposite reality. Some way there's some form of existence going on in the opposite reality of which we know has to be true because there's this negative and positive polarity with magnetism. So in studying all of that, getting to understand that there is a shift of consciousness and awareness, and there is a way to see into the fifth dimension, but when you do it, there is a karmic lesson of which there's always some form of a cancellation or some form of a shift that's going to take place in this dimension, if not done correctly and with the proper vessel. That's what you got to remember, with the proper vessel, meaning that you can always monetize your way through this and come up with some form of a negotiable instrument. You may not be understanding all of this, but just follow it and watch it over again because it's cryptic information. However, come up with some form of a negotiable instrument to pay your way through these tolls. These reality tolls is what they are, to be able to cross over and see and get information from various dimensions without affecting the time zone that you came from. So that's kind of like where I'm at with my knowledge of metaphysics, and I'm seeing how it's real because every time I come back, there's always some form of a shift that takes place. But now with this latest annuity dropping, I believe that they're slowly finding out about the other reality and they're tampering with it. That's why the weather is kind of weird and things of that nature. And I think it's going to slowly take us into a form of a 0 point and a starting over form of a kind of like in time. It's an aspect of time where it's manual, where it's prompted, and there's some form of a prompt that needs to kind of like continue time so that it'll stay in this consistent time period. But I believe what we're going through now is that this prompt is going to, the knowledge of this prompt, which is the fourth dimension, this tree is going to get lost, and it's going to separate us from a group of people who've been in the third dimension, another group of people being kind of separated in the fifth dimension, being kind of stuck. So that's where I'm at. Interesting information. Not really to brag about no level of metaphysics. This all came at me. I looked for none of this. All of these research experiments came to me, and I just started following them, and now it's getting to a point where it's like the Philadelphia experiment. Memory loss, jet lag, feeling like you're traveling in life now, which is deep, and moving through different portals, and every time you go through these portals, time shifts. So it's exciting. It can manifest a lot of money and things of that nature, but it's also a dark side to it. So keep studying, stay on your fact-finding mission.